All right, guys. So here's some nuts and bolts stuff. This is the other side of the equation. Like, we're all sitting here and we have an understanding of what it takes to get to a meeting. But a lot of times facility doesn't understand on their side what needs to happen. And so I just put together some visual stuff for you guys to see. First thing, Tom was mentioning it earlier when he was talking about accessibility. What does the facility allow, telephone or internet, and that'll dictate the type of equipment that you need. um, we talk about whether you're going to do a video or just an audio meeting, that'll dictate, and the type of hosting device that you have. The computer that you're sitting in front of is your hosting device. And so when you're hosting a meeting, you got a cell phone, a laptop, or a PC or a tablet, and depending on which one of those you have will depend on the common term used in IT is peripherals. So your cameras, your monitor, your projector are on the video side of stuff, and then on the audio you have speakers and microphones. Now a lot of times these hosting devices for a single individual, like your phone, your laptop, PC, or your tablet, has all that included. But if you have a larger group of people in a facility, a lot of times they like to use a monitor or a projector. A lot of times they don't need a camera because it depends on what their guidelines are. But those are the kind of things to think about when you're proposing a meeting to a facility: is what kind of equipment do they have? How many clients or attendees do they have? Detainees, whatever the terminology may be, and then you can talk to them about where to go from there. The next thing I always like to show this because it can get so confusing. And these are the typical connectors that you see for technical devices. USB-A, which is just a common USB. You see HDMI over there on the top right. That's for almost every TV. That's an input. You see USB-C there in the center. That's a very fast USB connection. Over on the far left, you see 3.5 millimeter or 1/8 headphone jack. That's for audio in and audio out. And if you notice on those auxiliary 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks, one of them has 3 sections and one of them has 4. That means that they have different operations. The one with 4 has a left and a right stereo, a power, and a speaker, and that's why it has 4. So that's why you see headphones with a little speaker on the side. It's going to have 4 jacks like that. The ones that only have 3 only have power and left and right. That means they have no speaker on them, where you can talk it like a microphone is what I mean. I keep saying speaker, but I mean microphone. You can also connect to devices in facilities via Bluetooth or micro or mini USB, or if you use Apple products, Lightning. And here is these are the helpful odds and ends that we always keep in our box for our what we call hybrid meetings, which is several people in one space. We like to keep extension cord, surge protector. You might need extension cables of some sort, like the HDMI or the 3.5 millimeter. We always keep extra USB adapter plugs to make sure that our equipment is powered up. Dude, I think that's it. That's it for that. Like the reason that I show you all that is that once oh, I'm not done. I'm about to not show the most important stuff. Hold on. Okay, so here is one of the most simple pieces of equipment that I found for one of these meetings. Is you really don't need anything that expensive. Is the Amazon Kindle tablet. All right, these things are reasonable. They can house the Zoom software. They have enough speed and stuff, and they also have an output from the device that can be connected to HDMI. So HDMI will get you to almost any TV in the world. Like a lot of us have nicer cell phones and our own tablets and laptops that we can use. But when you're talking about maybe an H&I committee, and the committee wants to buy the equipment or use it or let the facility borrow it, you're looking at this center part right here. Connect a Kindle Fire tablet to the TV through the HDMI adapter. And then right below that, you can see these models. So now I'm gonna, man, I can't get to it because my screen share thing. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna try to move this screen share. All right. So you can see all these different models, and I'll make sure that you guys get all these different models here. This is the typical cost. I don't know if you can see on the far right, $31.35. That's a used Fire HD6 that has the ability to shoot HDMI into a TV. Now that's used on Amazon. If you can buy a separate warranty, you can go on eBay and buy these things for even cheaper than that. But so what this thing will get you is it'll get you the Zoom software on something that you can plug into something else, and it has internet, you know. So the way that you would get that device to the TV, depending on which model you decided, is either this micro USB to HDMI adapter, and a couple of those different Kindles use the micro USB to HDMI cable, and some of them use a mini HDMI to the HDMI cable, depending on how new it is. The newer ones will use the mini HDMI. And you can see all these different prices up here along the top. I think you guys can. I can't tell what screen you guys are seeing, but you can see that, you know, these are real common things. You can buy them at Best Buy. You can get them at eBay, Staples, all over the place. And so I just wanted to show that stuff so that you guys can see that when you go back to your committees, you know, you can say, look, there's this piece of technology that if we don't have cell phones, and you know, you can do mirror casting too, which is kind of, it's a technical term, and it's in higher end Android software, Samsung and LG, that you can just you can basically Bluetooth from your phone right to the TV. But what I just showed you was something that can work on almost any TV. You know, you don't have to have a smart TV. You just walk in and plug it into an HDMI. And so if they have a TV that has an HDMI cable already, you just need the adapter and plug it right into that little tablet. So that's just something I wanted to show you guys, and show you that when I can send that presentation, make sure everybody gets it so they can see it. We've got some YouTube videos up too on the NA.Virtual.Outreach channel that show how all that different equipment can plug into everything, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to stop talking now, and we'll just see what happens.